It did look a bit odd when the FTSE 100 opened 70 to 80 points lower this Tuesday morning, especially as the US stock market had closed pretty strongly overnight. But that wobble now looks a bit more understandable in light of Prime Minister Theresa May's announcement of a snap general election for June the 8th. However, stocks may not remain too rattled for too long if the opinion polls and if history prove a reliable guide this time around, though I accept that's a pretty big if on both counts. Our analysis of general election results since the inception of the FTSE All-Share Index in 1962 shows that the benchmark has tended to do better on average under Conservative Prime Ministers. Please note, this is a view based purely on the data and is in no way an expression of political preference on my behalf or on behalf of my employer. Now, the data may therefore offer some comfort to advisors and clients who are a bit nervous, especially as Mrs May does have a big lead in the opinion polls. In addition, the historic data also show how the mid-term ballots of 1966 and 1974 failed to derail stocks. In this case, however, the UK stock market seemed unconcerned by either the party affiliation of the person in charge or the size of their majority. As we can see here, there's no correlation between stock market performance and a government majority. So while Mrs May will want to add to her party's haul of seats in Westminster, this may be of less concern to advisors and clients, at least relative to the overall result. History also suggests that the markets prefer a win for the incumbent PM, again irrespective of their political leanings, perhaps as this means they're dealing with a known quantity, although the performance differential over a full term is, in this case, relatively minor. However, the opinion poll's recent sketchy track record and the dangers of using historical performance as a guide to the future mean advisors and clients are unlikely to take too much on trust and may remain edgy until the result becomes known on the 9th of June, given that policy on such huge issues as Brexit, Scottish independence and the state of the nation's finances and economy are all set to be a source of fierce debate once more. Even so, the key thing to do here is not to start tinkering with portfolios too much, if at all, if advisors and clients can resist the temptation. Yes, they'll be checking to make sure they're running balanced portfolios designed to weather a range of possible economic and political scenarios, and not just one. Horrible to admit as it is, none of us has a crystal ball, we're all capable of being wrong, so preparing for such an outcome is just a common sense precaution. But no, advisors and clients are unlikely to start trading and dealing like dervishes. While we can see that there are certain correlations between election results and the stock market, this does not necessarily equate to causation. Remember, company share prices and valuations are ultimately determined by profits and particularly cash flow. It is these which will drive returns from specific securities and therefore the funds that hold them. Unless advisors and clients think the election result on 9 June will lead to the implementation of policies that could directly and materially affect a substantial portion of a portfolio's asset allocation or the holdings of a key fund, then they may be better off doing as little as possible, despite the political uncertainty, as that means they won't incur the commissions or the frictional costs which can come with trading and which definitely erode their total returns over the long term. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.